Good afternoon to everybody. I'm Ivan and I work with Luca. And our project is called MUBU. MUBU is a tangible interactive installation designed for children. It consists of 4 features which have to be grabbed by children and fed by them. This is because MUBU food has a strong influence on MUBUs, and it makes them sing if they perceive that the food is good, and otherwise it is refused by the MUBU if they feel that the food is not the appropriate one. MUBU basically wants to give children the possibility to make musical patterns with very physical objects. And it is supposed also to have a role during night because in our idea, as I'll show them later, we wanted to give this sort of feeling of joy that children have during the day. I think it is important to focus a bit on what we thought for our project at the beginning. We had some precise aims. We wanted to make a project which was based on mechanics and which was very interactive for children, but keeping it as simple as possible and trying to put as less electronics as possible. We also wanted to make these MUBUs as a sort of very fun game, and to give also a bit of ludic and educative experience. And we took the project for a special place in Venice, which is Campo San Giacomo dell'Orio. And Campo San Giacomo dell'Orio, it's not very far from the railway station, but the most important thing about it is that nowadays it is the improvised playground for Venetian children. And the idea of having MUBUs was not just to have them in a specific site, but also on a specific object, which is the pole that is in the center of the square, and that is usually used not very much nowadays, but which is usually used for flags. And so we thought of these creatures as hanging from this pole, and we thought that children could grab them, and by having this direct interaction with them, create these sound patterns. And it's here you see the MUBUs and the way we thought of these creatures. And I think that we can also explain a little bit more about food and how MUBUs work.
So, well, as Ivan said, the MUBU has to be fed by the children. So now it's good to explain you how you can interact with these creators. So the food. About the food, each MUBU has his personal taste. So, for example, if the good food for the MUBUs, for example, in this case, the yellow food, it makes it okay. Sorry. It make the MUBU sing. So when this is the voice of this particular MUBU, and the MUBU is grabbed for the food is grabbed for the MUBU for a time that is well explained later. So this is the first sound is the sound that you hear when the MUBU catch the food, and then there is his personal song that is sing with the other MUBUs. If it receives a wrong MUBU, a wrong food, the MUBU start to refuse this kind of food, and it is rejected by the creator. So sorry. When the MUBU play all together, they can make music like this, for example, or maybe something like this. So this is a little explanation of how you can feed the creators.
Yeah, and we also thought this part was thought for the day when children are in the campo playing, and we also thought, as I said before, about the nightlife of MUBUs, because in our idea, MUBUs are creatures that sleep during the day actually, and they are awake at night. So what happens is that children wake them up and, let's say, sort of force them to have food. So MUBU anyway, even if they were sleeping, they thank with these songs. But at night, Campo San Giacomo dell'Orio is a very silent campo, like many places in Venice. And so we thought that it could be a sort of recalling of the day life that there is in the square, and also a sort of reflective and delicate way of remembering those few passers-by that there is still time for joy and happiness in life, and children are the best way to show that.
So, before to go to the prototype, we want to explain you how these all these creators talk. So, these are the two melody MUBUs, and they sing using pieces of real took by from a xylophone. So these are the two melody MUBUs. The first one has 4 notes, the second has 4 notes too, but are based on 2 different scales. So the first one has this voice, and the second one. Oh, sorry. Oh, I missed the sound in this one. Sorry. Well, you will listen to later. So there is the sharp MUBU, which is the rhythmic one of the 2 rhythmical MUBU, and it has. Sorry.
Problems, but
there is,
I think
yes, you will hear in the prototype. So okay, now it works. Okay. And these are wood taken from our musical instrument, and also there is the flat MUBU, that is another rhythmical MUBU, and there's these 2 instruments that are called claves, and made this low sound. Sorry. Okay. So now we'll show you how the prototype works and how you can interact really with it.
Thank you.